the next drill we're going to do is a pitching drill. As of right now, it's July 2008. So I'd like everybody to do this drill, but I want, if I give this out to you next year or the year after that or something like that, I want you to only do this drill if I tell you to. So this is a drill that for right now everybody can do it, but otherwise listen for further instructions. A few other things I want to talk about this drill. First of all is I'm just going to teach you how to throw basic fastball, okay? If you can get down the basics, how to stand on the mound, how to throw, those sorts of things, then everything else will kind of follow along. We can teach you sliders and change-ups and some things like that next year or later in practice and those sorts of things. But at home, I want you to stay with a basic fastball. The second thing I want to tell you is don't try and throw things like a curveball, a splitter, a forkball, those sorts of things, because those are really, really hard on the joints and on the tendons, especially in the young arms of these kids. So if you know how, or if your parents know how, or your brother knows how, please don't do that. I don't want you to hurt your arms yet. Okay, when you're old and you're like 16 and you don't care anymore, then go ahead and do it. But for right now, please just stay with the fastball and really try and work on the basic fundamentals that I'm trying to teach you, okay? So, here's basically what we're gonna do. There's two ways you can start out, okay? The first is what we call the wind-up, okay? When you start out like this, you're gonna you want your feet, the back half of your feet are on the back of the rubber, and the front half are off the rubber. Now, you can take a step either to the side or back. I like to go back. This is just kind of personal preference, but I like to go back, and then you're gonna bring your foot up, turn it, and plant. This is kind of a nasty rubber, and a lot of the ones you guys work with are a little better than this one. But notice how my foot is up against the rubber, okay? It's not out here, it's not on top. The reason for that is that you can get a good push off the rubber. You got this side that you can push off of. So, we're gonna come back, up against the side, okay? Now, the next step is we're gonna bring our knees straight up, okay? A lot of kids wanna just bring their foot up and throw like this. You wanna bring your foot straight up, and you want it to be level with your hips. Now, you should be able to, the other thing, your hands are all the way out. Whoopsie, I lost my balance. Hands are all the way out. Just like when we did the stop, pop, and pull. Your arms are all the way extended. Now, you should, when you come to this point in your wind-up, okay, well, I haven't put my hands out quite yet, we'll get to that. But when you come to this point in the wind-up, you should be able to just stand here all day long. One thing that's really good for you to do is to just pause right here. You don't have to throw the ball, at least not in this league yet, okay? So just pause right here, be straight up and down, not curved over, just stand up straight. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get a push. So our foot's gonna push like this, okay? We're gonna extend our arms all the way, bring our hands in, come over the top, just like we did with stop, pop, and pull, and then follow through. Your foot's gonna come around like this, and your hand, again, reaching for a glass of water over here, okay? So, let me give you a basic demonstration of the wind-up. Something like that, okay? Now, if you don't want to wind up, a lot of kids don't like that, you can stand right here and start with your foot against the side of the rubber, come set, that's what we call coming set. You have to come up so you just pause, right, and you're ready to go, and then you can just bring this foot straight up, right? So you're ready to go, you come straight up, and you're in the same position that you started from the wind-up, okay? So either way, it's up to you, whatever feels most comfortable for you. I like the wind-up, but if you would rather just start here, then you're fine to do that. Now, when we throw, here again, hand is across the seam of the ball, like we talked about before, okay? So, ready? We're gonna give you an example. Back, up, right, up, straight up and out, okay? Back, up, push. My foot came a little high on that one, so that was a bad thing, but make sure you get that push. That's where a lot of your speed is gonna come from. It's not from your arm. Push your body and kind of jump off that mound out there and catch yourself. Push your body out like that, okay? Try it again. Ready? Up, push, and out. Okay? Another thing you can do with this when you're trying to get that push is to bend a little bit and push. But whatever feels most comfortable. So up, pause, and out. The most important things to do on this drill, okay, is a good solid foundation. You're up and you're level and even and balanced. Okay? Second, make a push when you go. Third, follow through. Fourth, make sure you're out on top of the ball and you just make a good throw. The most important part of pitching, especially at this level, is making sure you throw strikes. Throw consistent pitches and strikes, and you'll get a lot of outs. The more you can cut down on the walks, you'll save a ton of runs in this league and you'll be a much better pitcher, and it'll help you out a lot. So there's your pitching drill. Go out, do it, practice it, do it in your backyard. You don't have to have a rubber to do this. Here, if I just step off here on the grass, can you still see me, Camille?
Yep.
Okay, just step out here on the grass. You can do the same thing. You can even put a rope or something down, or a board if you want to, like, to know where the rubber is. But just out, back, up, and throw. You can do it with a wiffle ball, like we talked about before. That's how I did a lot of my pitching. My brother would stand there, and I'd have a wiffle ball, and he'd have a bat, and we'd play wiffle ball all day. And when we did it, what we do is we just make sure every time we pitched, we had good fundamentals. So there you go. That's that. Thank you.